Yes guys, what is going on, and welcome back to another video. As you can see, I'm at Motec Performance, and today we're finally asking the question of whether the M140 will ever be made again, or is it just going to be this, the BMW M140i. So yeah, I thought I'd come down to Motec because I'm quite sure they've seen a few M140i's, but just for comparison, we've got this lovely A45S over here and next to it. Which one would you choose? I know the A45S has got that naughty spoiler, but there's just something about how this is. It's a hatchback, but it's quite beefy, and we all love a bit of beef. And while we're on the topic of beef, oh my lord, this car I absolutely love. I've also taken this car out on the channel, so make sure you check that out. I'll leave a link just over here for you guys to click. But this is actually for sale. So yes, Mike obviously runs Motec, and this is a business, so he is making room for a new edition, and I already know what it is, and I will tell you, it's gonna be absolutely savage. But enough about the M4. This is what we're here to film today, so let's get straight into this. Okay, so as I was saying before God decided to interrupt me, this has had a change. So like I said, we have driven the 135i a year ago, but this time round we can see we've got different body parts on it. So we've got different splitter on the front. I think we're still running a similar rear. I'm going to overlay some pictures so you guys can do a direct comparison. But the biggest difference from this model to the last model is that the suspension and the geo has been changed. So essentially it should drive differently, but the main thing I want to do today is just enjoy this car, because guys, if we just step inside and if you actually compare this to a F21 or a F20, it's night and day in here. Come on man, look at the seats. And if we obviously look at the dash, night and day difference from the F20. But yeah, main things, like I said, just to recap, suspension has changed and the geo. So with this being an X-Drive car, it should handle a lot better and somewhat different. Let's take it out. Wow. Oh man, there's something about X-Drive on a damp day that's very confidence inspiring. So, is it the end of the M140i? I'd probably say yes. Now, if you don't know what the M140i is and you're watching this channel, then you've probably been living under a rock, because I had an M140i and that was my first foray into BMW ownership. So now, the B58 was an absolutely amazing engine, loads of potential, loads of torque, but where the M140 went wrong, in my opinion, is it was too similar to a standard 120D, 118i, and that car didn't really inspire confidence. So the 135i, with its power, its sharp gearbox, feels like BMW recognised that and were determined not to make the mistake again. Now, the reason why I think they won't make it again is for a number of reasons, but notably, the engine won't fit in this car. So they have to use this body. I believe it's classed as the F40, and the engine won't fit, because the engine in this is this way and the B58 is that way. So I don't know if it's transverse or diagonal or whatever the word is, it just won't fit. And there's no makeshift or Frankenstein builds out there to show that it can happen, and you probably wouldn't, because like I said, I know it's wet and damp, but we've got X-Drive here, and even though I'm coming out of this bent flat-footed, just grips and it does the job well. And I think maybe they looked at numbers and noticed that the 140i was selling really well, to a point where the G42 came out, it sold a few and there were delays, and they just said, you know what, for the hassle of it, let's not do it. But I'm quite sure the biggest reason was the engine. Just wouldn't fit. But this, like I said when I drove the previous one, which was Motec's beast of a build, is just spot on. More than enough power for a little B-road blast. And still very economical. So I believe this can do around 35 mpg day to day. 4-cylinder, it does the job. Now, a question I've always been curious about is, what would it have looked like power-wise? So again, 335 brake horsepower is what they claimed to have, and 370 is what I believe the new M240i, or just around that number, had. The new M140i in this body could probably get away with around 390, 370 all day, because this is great, but for somebody that does drive powerful cars time to time, I could probably hazard a guess at saying, is he waiting for me? Good man, love your brake pads, EBC, good man. I could probably hazard a guess at saying this could definitely take 400 brake. With the X drive, with good tyres, you could definitely see 400 brake. Again, it's got X drive, it's fine, and the body control in this, compared to the 140i, is night and day. That car, on a bend, out of the box, nah. And that was even with traction on. You're still having to worry about things when you're driving, but this, point and go, all day, every day. Now, if you look at its rivals, that rear end rotates very well. If you look at its rivals, which in my opinion are the A45 and the Golf R, the M140i was always found wanting. And if you had, I don't know, a Focus RS in the mix, those cars are out of the box performance hatchbacks. The M140i had nothing on it other than an engine to show for performance. But you look at a Focus RS, or you look at an A45S or A45, you then find their counterparts, the A20D or the Focus TDI, you won't find those cars having the same suspension. But for some reason, BMW said, yeah, we've got the M140i, let's just put an engine in it and then everything else leave the same. There was nothing in the M140i that was different. Nothing. Not a single thing other than engine cover, and I don't know, the little thing on the dash that says M140i. That's quite bad for the top of the range performance M-Lite. Do you know what I mean? So that's, in my opinion, the biggest reason why the M140i was modified to Kingdom Come, because people are always trying to get it to handle out of the box. But you see this, you see the A45S, all of those cars, number one, they give the driver more confidence because of the four-wheel drive capability, don't get me wrong. But that aside, suspension and everything else has got a little bit more sauce, let's use that word. But this, all day, every day, if you look after it and don't try and be an idiot, you're absolutely fine. And this is a wet day, so so it pains me to say, but anyone holding out for an M140 in the F40 shape, you're better off moving on or getting into one of these, because it is common knowledge and something that I've known for quite some time, because I am very close friends with Frank Schmeinerschmurf, who obviously is BMW. I'm not his friend, but there's a guy, I'm quite sure his name's not Frank Schmeinerschmurf. Mike told me today, let's just call him Mike. Mike told me today there is an M135i that has been seen tested all around Germany. So there is a 135 coming. It's not going to be called the 135i anymore, because the I's they're saving for the more EV vehicles, and that already looks like it's going to be can't speak English. That already looks like it's going to be a head turner, because it's got 2 exhaust tips on both sides. So effectively, quad exhaust tips. That's going to be naughty, very naughty. So that is to come, and there is still no news of a 140i. So like I said, this might be the thing to get into if you're looking for something new, new dash. It's got loads of parts available for it. Check out Motec's Instagram, you'll see loads of these. There was even one blue one arriving when I was going out. So yeah, I think it's time to move on. So yes guys, that is the video. Unfortunately, the M140 has come to an end, but if you are a B58 lover, 440i, 240i, great options. I've driven both of those cars as well, so there will be links to those videos. For me, it would be the 240i, personal use, but obviously family use, 340i all day, grip, space, performance, B58 all day. But if you're looking at something that you can throw the family in, ticks all the boxes in terms of space and looks, look no further. It's definitely this. So guys, before I end up in the bush, I'm going to end the video here. If you have enjoyed it, please subscribe to the channel, like the video if you want to see more content like this. I hope you're having a great week, hope you're having a great weekend, and I'll see you in the next one. God bless. Going to do a little launch here. Hopefully Mike's still not watching the video by now, so hopefully he's got bored, because he gets bored of me quite easily. But I don't know why he lets me drive his cars. Probably because he loves me. I'm not going to launch actually, now forget that, Mike's going to kill me. Take care guys, God bless. Ooh. Lovely.